Good morning, children. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Okay, today now I'm here with a new topic under our Communication and Life Skills Lab 310P. Okay, so let me announce the topic, today's topic. Now, moving to our next slide. Look here, it's all about teamwork. What is it? It's all about teamwork. I think we have completed almost all the topics. Now there are only two topics left. Today is teamwork, and one more will be left for tomorrow. Okay, so we shall complete our syllabus within no time. Now, coming to teamwork, it's a most familiar word to you, isn't it? Because you do many works, we have many activities, maybe inside the classroom or in your outside the classroom, or it may be sports or whatever it is. Whenever you are assigned some project, you will be doing many projects, you'll take up many projects within a team, being a part of a team, isn't it? So I think you know better than me, much than me, about what is actually meant by a team, as well as what is meant by teamwork. Followed. Now look at the slide. What's there here? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Followed. If you want to go fast, you can go alone. But if you want to make a long journey, in the sense, do a big task here. In the sense, we have to think that it is doing a big task. Okay, then certainly you can't do it alone. You need your some group or some of your friends, isn't it? As a group, there will be a scope for you to exchange some ideas, and finally you can do it effectively, isn't it? So if you want to go far, in the sense, if you want to go do a bigger task, okay, so you have to go together. Followed. Now moving to the next slide. So coming to the, before beginning the lesson, as usual, we shall discuss about the objectives of this particular unit. Now coming to the objectives, at the end of this unit, the students, in the sense, you will be able to know the importance of teamwork, and also learn the traits of a good team, and know the strategies in a team formation, and learn to be a team member. Okay, followed. What are the objectives? What are the objectives? Know the importance. You will know by the end of this lesson, you will know the importance of what's meant by teamwork, and also what are the traits of a good team, and you will know the strategies in a team formation as well. You will learn how to be a good team member. Followed. So I assure you that by the end of this lesson, or by the end of this unit, you will learn all these mentioned here as part of the objectives. Okay, now moving to our next slide. Team. Coming to team, what's a team? You know, team is nothing but a group of people, working together, and they work together. Why? They work together to achieve a common goal. Here, it is a group, but their goals will be something common, isn't it? It's a group, and their goal will be something common. Okay, so a group of people working together to achieve a common goal, we call them as a team. Followed. Okay. Now, moving to our next slide. Now coming to our topic, teamwork. What's meant by teamwork? So the ability to cooperate and communicate effectively with others to achieve a common goal. Okay, the same thing as team. Team is meant to achieve a common goal, and here working in a team, that is having the skill of teamwork, team working skill, it's a skill, it's one of the life skills, and that ability to cooperate and communicate effectively. In a group, you need to cooperate, you extend cooperation to other members of the team, and you need to communicate very often, and that communication should be very effective communication, so that you can achieve a common goal. So that ability, we call it as a teamwork. Followed. Okay, now moving to the next slide. Look here. Teamwork. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress, and working together is success. Indeed, it's a great quote, isn't it? So, if you come together, that will be the beginning, very first step, initial step you take up while forming a team, isn't it? And but sometimes though some form a team and it will not long last. So keeping together is progress. Okay, and if at all, if you tend to work together, and certainly, okay, if you extend cooperation, then you will, if you extend cooperation, if you communicate well and mingle with the team members and work towards a common goal, then no doubt, obviously, you will reach success or you will achieve success, isn't it? The work will be fulfilled. So, that is the intention of this particular quote. Now, moving to our next slide. Teamwork again. It divides the task and multiplies the success, isn't it? When you work as a member of a team, okay, rather than working alone, then there will be division of labor and any task will be divided and you need not work much and it will also multiply the success. Here work will be divided, it divides the task and it multiplies, whereas it multiplies the success. Okay, very nice. Now, teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, if you have a vision, if you have a dream, because you have taken up a project, whether it's a project or a game or some sports or something, anything assigned by an organization or your company or like that, any activity. But if at all, if you have taken up a work and if you have decided to do teamwork, then because you have a vision, you aim at a vision and you have a dream, you dream something and you want to change that dream into reality. And when that will become teamwork, it will make your dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay. Now, moving to our next slide here. Look here. Innovation, success, evaluation, development, growth, solution, progress, and marketing. So, in the process of working as part of a team, there you will get many innovative ideas and you will meet success and then you will evaluate yourself and certainly there will be some development and growth and finally you will arrive at a solution and you can see continuous progress and finally that will work out and it will help you in the marketing also. So, here if we take some alphabets and here we can simply see here it's nothing but because teamwork. It's because of teamwork only this all could happen. Okay. Now there will be some guidelines, a few teamwork guidelines. Before that, let me tell you about teamwork. Now again, to define what is teamwork, we can say it as the process, the process of working. It's a process of working collaboratively. You just listen to the words which I'm using. Okay. So here the process of working collaboratively with a group of people in order to achieve a goal. Just now I told you, in order to achieve a common goal. Here a group of people, they form of a group and they work collaboratively with cooperation, isn't it? With cooperation. And so teamwork means what? People will try to cooperate using their individual skills because everybody is unique, everyone has got their own skills, and so they will cooperate using their individual skills and towards a common goal or set of objectives by providing some constructive feedback. So there may be some differences there will be, because no two are similar. Certainly there will be some differences, but despite any differences between them, they go on cooperating because they aim at a common goal followed. So it's important to remember that all team working situations are fundamentally about working with other people only. Teamwork in the sense working with other people. So if you have good interpersonal skills, here what are needed? Good interpersonal skills are needed. And if at all, if you have good interpersonal skills and if you are open to receive any sort of feedback, whether it may be positive feedback or negative feedback, and then if you are able to receive, if you are ready to receive, if you are open to receive, then certainly there will be improvement in you even, because if there are any your flaws, then you will yourself correct them, isn't it? And you will emerge into a good personality, and so that you can develop your interpersonal skills, and so that you can be adaptable to any situation, wherever you move, wherever you go, whatever the team is, who are the personalities you mingle maybe. Okay, so then what happens? You'll become a good person to work in the team. Day by day, you will improve your personality. Okay. Now, so teamwork involves building relationships. Thereby, you can develop different relationships and working with other people using a number of important skills and habits, because the others have their own skills and their own habits, and you try to, if at all, because it's a tendency, human tendency. And actually, what should be a tendency? Now, for example, myself, I always, and generally, often all good people, what they do, whenever they meet a new person, whenever they encounter a new person, so we have to necessarily look at the good in them and try to imbibe the good. And if at all there is something bad, okay, that you ignore what you need from them, that you try to make it your habit. Okay, it's not imitation, because imitation is suicide. I don't want you to imitate, but acquire some good features of any person you encounter. So that will happen when you work in a team, because team is a group of people who have different skills. They have their innate skills and they exhibit there in the process of working with you, being a part of the team. Then there is a scope for you, and most probably there will be peer groups, so there will be a possibility for you to learn more and more skills, isn't it? That happens. So there a situation is created for you so that you can learn more and more. You know how people learn? Most people mo- most people most most people, they learn they learn from their environment around them, they learn from their experiences around them, isn't it? So there will be a greater scope for them. Now, so here what happens, they work collaboratively. I told you in the beginning, they work collaboratively, cooperatively, and they contribute to groups with ideas, suggestions, and efforts. Okay, so they exchange their ideas and they give some suggestions, and they put their effort. Okay, so now also they communicate. Here there is a scope for you to improve your communication skills also. And one more thing is, you will develop a sense of responsibility also. You'll become, because you will be assigned some work. And there, in that process, you will gain some sense of responsibility even. And also, healthy respect for different opinions. So indeed, only few people, they respect the others' opinions, but here you will make it a habit also to respect others' opinions. And because every individual has got their own preferences, and you need to sometimes respect them, isn't it? And you will develop, you should have the ability to participate in group decision making. There such situation will be created where you need to make a decision. And if decision making power, I told you earlier when in our earlier lesson, problem solving and decision making, because there I have given you enough information about why a person should make a decision or take a decision, isn't it? So that life skill also you will acquire in the process of working in a team. That happens, that happens. So it's an essential part these days. Teamwork is an essential part of workplace success. So now the ability to work as part of a team is one of the most important skills, particularly in today's job market. So because employers, they are looking for workers who can contribute their own ideas, but also they want such people who can work with others also to create and develop projects, and to create and develop some new plans. So employers are in search of such people who can mingle with others and who can work being a part of a team, and so that their task will be easy and works will be completed or projects will be completed within no time, isn't it? So, for example, I can say like a basketball team working together to set up the perfect shot. So, every team member has a specific role to play, isn't it, in accomplishing the task on that particular job. In the sense, okay, so throwing the ball into the basket. So, although it may seem as if one player only scored the basket, but actually that basket was made possible by many players, many people's planning, many people's coordination, players' coordination and cooperation to get that player the ball, isn't it? So here, similarly, if we compare the same thing, okay, the same thing happens when you are assigned a work. If you are a member of a team, also the same thing. So success is because of the contribution of each and individual member of that particular team. Followed, okay, that happens. That really happens in a team. So now, to be a part of a team and to be a good member of a particular team, then you have to develop some team skills. So those are some life skills, team skills. Now let me share with you. So now there will be some guidelines even. Look here, look at the slide here. A few teamwork guidelines. So effective communication. What is it? Effective communication, team working agreement, effective meetings, project management, conflict management. The last one is very important, conflict management, isn't it? So because conflicts arise in the process of working, so conflicts certainly they will arise, but you should be able to manage. Here also one more should be there, managing emotions also. In the process managing, you are supposed to manage your emotions also. That should be done, otherwise you can't survive in a team. So let me tell you. So you have to develop many team skills, and you have to know your team, and you have to know to develop. You have to tackle problems quickly with good feedback, and you have to define what are roles, what are responsibilities, and you have to. There will be some barriers. So you have to break down the barriers, and you have to focus on communication particularly, and you have to pay attention. First thing is you have to pay attention, and you have to be honest. That's very important. And also you have to work to eliminate the conflicts, any conflict it may be. And also you have to avoid talking behind each other's back. That's a very wrong thing. So within no time you will be quit. You have to quit. They may quit you, or they may eliminate you, or you have to quit yourself, if at all, if you talk behind each other's back. Okay. And you have to trust your teammates. That's most important thing. Trust teammates. You must trust them before they will trust you. Okay, first you have to trust them. Then automatically they will trust you. Okay, because how you are to them, the same you can expect from them. The same will be reciprocated, isn't it? So now you have to give the team members the benefit of the doubt also. Okay. So now coming to, I told you, you have to develop communication skills, effective communication skills. Communication, it plays a major role while you work in a team, because they work hard. Now there will be some good coordinators in the team, some team workers will be there, and they'll be very good at verbal communication. Okay, verbal communication in the sense listening, speaking, questioning, etc. So they work very hard to ensure that the group communicates well without any misunderstandings. Because if you fail to communicate effectively, there is a scope for misunderstanding. So that is something to be avoided. So sometimes you have some difficulties, but you cannot express them with your fellow members. So the thing is, you have to be good at communication skills, so that you can express whenever needed. You can express your difficulties, any problems which you face, isn't it? So that there will not be any misunderstandings. The other one, the team leader or your friends, they'll understand you. They'll help you out. Okay. So now you must be able to convey information by any means. Okay. And you want to make sure your tone is always professional but friendly. It should be professional, but at the same time it should be also friendly. Followed? Okay. So you don't get harmony when everybody sings the same note. Okay. So now another skill is decision making. You have to develop the decision making, I told you, because group decision making often requires compromise, and sometimes a willingness to give up one's own point of view in favor of the group's shared decision. If at all, if you disagree with the entire group also, because majority is law. So sometimes you need to agree with them. You need to show your willingness. It happens. And being able to make decisions is also very crucial, so that the things move forward. Although it may be important to take time to gather information, but because finally we have to come to a conclusion that the decision made by the entire team is right. Followed? And another important skill is problem solving. Problem solving in the sense you have to, whenever any problem arises, because you have to find out the proper solution to that particular problem. You have to reach the right solution. You have to find many alternative solutions, and finally you have to identify the exact right solution for that particular problem, because every problem has a solution. And one more important thing is, I told you, conflict management. Let us move to the next slide. Here, effective communication is over. Communicate openly and supportively. Listen openly. Listening is more important. You should never lose your temper, and you have to patiently listen to the other person. Okay. And you have to interpret non-verbal messages sometimes, and give usual feedback and receive feedback effectively. This is all about communication. Now moving to our next slide. Just now I told you, team working agreement. Each team member is expected to abide by the contract. Yeah. Expectations each team has for its members. Yes. Every team has some expectations from its members, and you have to meet that expectations. So design specifically for your team. In the sense I told you, if majority members express some other opinion, so you have to abide by them, and you have to extend your suggestion, something which is agreeing the others, because most of the persons, they will take the right decision, and you alone, if you have taken a different decision, in the sense most probably it may be wrong. Okay. Now moving to our next slide. Effective meetings. So project meetings will be held every week or month, etc. And purpose of meeting, you have to know actual what is the purpose of the meeting, and you have to be planned earlier. You have to be planned, because so that you can make you in the discussion you can extend your ideas. Okay, so meetings will begin and end on time, and decisions will be made by consensus majority rule, and minutes will be issued by email within 24 hours. Minutes in the sense what all we have discussed in the meeting. If anybody is absent also, they will be sent a mail within 24 hours. The person may be absent, but he will be communicated what all happened in the meet or discussion. Okay, so that then only we can call them as effective meetings. Now moving to our next slide. Start with consensus on the project. Consensus is agreement. Start with agreement. Okay, when you have to say that you agree to that particular project, then only you have to begin the project. Without agreeing, if you start and quit, and then what will be your intention, isn't it? So then work for a project. Work for the project. Then work for the project. Okay. Next, moving to the next slide. This is very important, what I told you, conflict management. So people typically they fear and avoid conflict. Some people, out of phobia, they will be away from any conflict. Whenever some conflict is going on, or just a conflict began between two team members, then they simply escape from there. But out of phobia, and a few conflict indicators are body language, disagreements, regardless of issue, withholding bad news and surprises, conflicts in value system, desire for power. Yeah, this often happens because everybody wants to be a team leader. There the conflict begins. And increasing lack of respect. Yeah, and then open disagreement and lack of clear goals. When they lack setting a clear goal, then that also, because by the end of the project they don't know what to do. Actually, what's going on, nobody knows. So here, these are some reasons of conflicts, but we should be cautious enough. Every member should be able to take care of that particular conflict and resolve it, isn't it? Because you are a part of the particular team. And coming to feedback skills. To the next slide. It's a quote. Okay. Here, look here. So feedback skills. Giving and receiving feedback. That is essential in any team working situation. So if you are able to give some clear and effective feedback to others, that is very vital, very important to keep the group process running effectively, so that they can plan more and more, move forward. And it also helps to ensure that you do not get irritated and angry with the way others are behaving, isn't it? Because you are giving your feedback, and there'll be a open discussion later. Because if there are any flaws in any one, then they will try to rectify it. So you have to be open, very open. And it follows that you also need to be able to receive feedback gracefully. If somebody complain about you, then you have to accept it gracefully, very gracefully. You have to receive that feedback and correct your errors, and then act on it very calmly. You shouldn't lose your temper. Okay, so these are some skills which you are supposed to develop to work in a team. Followed. Now, there are many advantages also. I told you, because the work divides and then success multiplies. We have discussed it earlier. So there are many advantages working in a team. So what can be the advantages? Now, increased efficiency. One of the greatest benefits of working in a team is that inspiration. I told you, in the inspiration and the ideas that can result from team discussions. Discussion is always an exchange of intelligence. So there will be a scope for you to receive the ideas conveyed by others or communicated by others, and you will be inspired looking at some members, because they will come to know their talent, their hidden skills, and you will learn. There will be a scope for you to learn more and more, isn't it? So thereby you will become more intelligent. And when there will be a scope for increasing your creativity in comparison to working on a project alone. If you work alone, there will not be such scope for you to receive some information, or to learn something, or to get inspired, or to get motivated. So this is an advantage of working in a team, and you can expect increased efficiency. You will become more and more efficient even. And next, I can say another advantage is as idea generation. Just now we discussed, many ideas will be generated. So as mentioned, so teamwork is important in the workplace as it brings people together from different backgrounds. They come from different backgrounds and different levels. Each one has got their own experience. So you'll be able to meet such experienced personalities over there. And it is quite possible that you can learn from someone's knowledge, just now I told you, so which allows your own skills, your skills will develop, and obviously your capabilities also, your abilities also will enhance or increase day by day. So that is important advantage. And now you will gain some learning experiences also. Another advantage is you will gain some learning experience. Even learning experience in the sense, you know, it's also important to know that as employees become more knowledgeable, automatically what happens, your confidence, you can improve your confidence. So out of learning experience, there will be a scope for you to increase your confidence, self confidence, isn't it? Then communication, just noted, communication enhancement, it's a key, it's a key to the success of many projects. And such as you meet many people, you sit together, you discuss, you exchange ideas, or you collaborate some information, and you yourself contribute to the project. And that requires some verbal communication, verbal and non-verbal, and even some written communication skills are also important. So in that process, if you are lagging in that particular skill, we have 4 different competencies in language, LSRW, isn't it? And the very active skill is that writing skill. So, and even active skill, I can say it's speaking also. So if you fail to effectively communicate, or if you fail to write something regarding the project, then you can learn. You can learn from your peer group, from your friends who are good at. Okay. So it facilitates, their open discussion will be there, and that allows each team member to adequately inform about the project. There you will learn much. Okay, so that's another advantage. And next I can say workload sharing. Yeah, obviously in a team the work will be divided. Isn't it? So when working in a team towards a common goal, the workload is shared among all the team members. And in the sense, if at all the team leader is unbiased, then he will divide equally the work among all the team members, isn't it? Who are capable, he will assign that particular work to that particular person. So in a perfect scenario, this work should be shared equally, because it should be distributed according to strength only. Keeping in view your strength, he should distribute the work, isn't it? So it allows for helping another team member when you have finished your workload. In the sense, in a team, if you are very capable person, if you complete your work, the work assigned to you within no time, then if you are good person, then what you will do, you will help the other person, your friend, in his work. But finally, the work will be completed within no time. So that is advantage, isn't it? Because you have to help, you are supposed to help. You shouldn't see that the other person suffering, unable to do that particular work assigned to that particular person, because you are aiming at a common goal. Here the only thing you have to keep in mind always while working as a member of a team is, being part of the team, is that you are all aiming, or your vision is the same, your dream is the same, you are aiming at a common goal, and that's why you have to help. Nothing wrong in helping the others, isn't it? Okay. Now, so it's all now a network system. So it's important to remember that support and a sense of belonging is very important. Coming to what is meant by sense of belonging, I can tell you. So when it will be there through team cohesiveness, 2 forces, cohesive, cooperation, adhesive, exactly opposite. So team members, they can gain a sense of belonging, and they can gain respect also towards their fellow beings, and they will develop obviously trust also. They'll be trusting the other person. And so it's because a team is not dependent on the skills of one person, but in turn it's dependent on the skills of the entire group, isn't it? So in a team, it's possible for an individual to take on different roles. Each role now that will reflect your own individual skills followed. So your own responsibilities, and your responsibilities will change with time to time. Now what you have to do, so skills, experience and knowledge, they are pooled, and there are greater resources to be drawn upon. So you should develop a sense of belonging. You have to develop a sense of belonging. What is sense of belonging? So feeling that you belong to that particular team is called sense of belonging. That's it. So the most important factor that brings us a feeling of belonging is when people feel connected, because of a meaningful purpose. You're working for a meaningful purpose, isn't it? So, for example, you look at non-profit organizations. We have many, like we have Lions Club, we have International, Lions Club International, we have Red Cross, we have, and there are many such organizations. So they rely on what? They rely on the services of the volunteers only to serve the society, isn't it? They work as a team. They work as a team and they serve the society. Here, because they feel that they have a sense of belonging, isn't it? So that should be there. You should have a sense of belonging, no matter what we do. But we must take ownership. Taking ownership is very important thing, because when you will take ownership, when you have a sense of belonging, isn't it? And achievers, because achievers, they take ownership and they become unstoppable. No one can stop them, because always achievers, they take ownership. Followed? Achievers take ownership. Okay. And one more thing is, mutually there will be a scope for you to help each other. I told you, if you have completed your work, you can help others also. And team can support individuals, and there will be some problems you want to share with your friends, with the personal or regarding that particular project only. But then there happens that the other will extend his help to you, and there will be some mutual help and encouragement even. And teams give the opportunity for individuals to talk to others, and sometimes you encounter some persons who are having the similar problems. Then they will share their experience and you will share your experience, and then if at all, if they have arrived at a solution, then they will tell you the solution they have taken up for that particular problem, and that will help you in turn. So that is another advantage. So mutual help happens. Mutual help, there will be some mutual help. You can find some mutual help working in a team. So teamwork, you can see in teamwork mutual help also. And safe environment. A team, it can be a safe environment to bring about individual understandings and development. Always a team can be a safe environment if you trust the other members. And so building trust, group members will help each other, they rely on each other, and they build trust within the group. Because you work for a long time, you will understand their ideas, their ideology, their mentalities, their feelings, their opinions, or their character, and finally one day you will start trusting them, and that continues, isn't it? So you have to trust also. You have to build a trust working in a team. So these are all the advantages. But like pros and cons, always we have advantages, at the same time we have some disadvantages even. So now let me tell you the disadvantages also, because you have to know. But there will be more advantages rather than disadvantages. Okay, that's another thing. But now coming to the disadvantages. Here, before discussing the disadvantages, just look at this slide. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much, isn't it? It's a quote by Helen Keller, and about Helen Keller I told you in the previous class. Okay, so she can't see, she can't talk, but still she contributed much. Okay, so alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much, isn't it? So working together will help you a lot, because we can do so much. And moving to our next slide. 6 benefits. Just now we have discussed all these. That's why I want you to look at this slide. 6 benefits of teamwork in the workplace. It fosters creativity, and it fosters learning also, and it blends complementary strengths, and it builds trust. It was our last point, as we have discussed. And it teaches conflict resolution skills also, and it promotes a wider sense of ownership also. Okay, so these are the advantages. You will learn sense of belonging, you will develop trust, building trust, and you will enhance your creativity, you will enhance your learning. Okay, and you will be able to resolve any conflict. So these are all the advantages of working in a team. Now moving to our next slide. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. Okay, talent, it wins some games, but if you work in a team and if you have intelligence, they win championships. Okay, Michael Jordan. Okay, now moving to our next slide. What are they? And so lovely, because if you want to learn something, teamwork, then no doubt you will be seeing in your daily life, in your surroundings. Ants can be cited as the best examples, because any work they do collectively, no ant will remain silent without helping her fellow ant. isn't it? Carrying a load, you see. And discipline, you have to learn from whom? From ants only, isn't it? Unless you break their line, okay, out of something mischievous act, then you can't change their discipline, or you can't stop them from maintaining the discipline. So discipline can be best learned from looking at ants, and collective work also. Even from honeybees also you can see the collective work, teamwork, and particularly ants we see. So they will carry, always tend to carry a load which is heavier than them, but collectively they do. That's why there will be, we can say, division of labor. And there, when they divide the work, automatically the success multiplies, and they'll be successful in carrying the load. They'll carry it continuously until they reach their hole, isn't it? So their home, abode. Okay, so see, unity is strength. What we can learn looking at ants? Unity is strength. Followed. Unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved, isn't it? So here, look at that. They're carrying. So unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved, isn't it? No doubt, wonderful things can be achieved. So coming together is a beginning, and keeping together is a progress, and working together is success, isn't it? Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. I think that's repeated, okay? Now moving to the next slide. Great things in business are never done by one person, isn't it? Okay, so they are done by a team of people. Who is saying that? Steve Jobs. Okay, so great things in business can never be done by a single person. They should be done by a group of people. In the sense, there should be some teamwork, and then no doubt great things will happen. Okay, before that, okay, so I took a break discussing the disadvantages, because I don't want you to teach some disadvantages, but still I have to teach, you have to learn. Certainly you should know so that you can avoid them. Now coming to the disadvantages of teamwork. So it may be very difficult to maintain confidentially within a group. In a family we see, ours are very nuclear family. Still we see it's very difficult to maintain something confidential, isn't it? So within no time we'll reveal it. We can't hide it for a longer period. And in a team, how can you? So it's very difficult. It may be a difficult thing to maintain confidentiality within a group. And there are several distinct types of difficult behavior, which can occur in group situations. Some individuals, they do not like being in a group. First thing, they don't want to be in a group. And they may not wish to express problems. They don't want. They'll be introverts only. They will remain as introverts only. They are not extroverts. So they don't reveal their or express their problems. They don't share their ideas with others in a group setting. Then why to work in a group? When they can't mingle, when they can't socialize, so it will be very difficult for the team leader and other members to work with them, isn't it? So such people may become disruptive, or they quit, they withdraw in the middle only. Okay, so now so that is a difficulty, that is some problem, disadvantage. And organizing a group, really it needs some resources, and we need some accommodation and time, and some ongoing commitment should be there. These all are needed, and so some fail to do that. So that is also a disadvantages, isn't it? And then the level of success of a group, will ultimately depend on the level of cohesiveness within the group, the cooperation in the sense, and how well the group members interact, how well they get along with each other. That will help, that will decide our success, the success of the group, for that particular project taken up, or anything. It may be a game or anything, isn't it? So it depends upon what? The success of any group, any team will depend upon the level of the cohesiveness, or how well it depends upon the interaction between the group members and how they get along with each other, like that. So it depends on those factors. Followed? Okay. Now some more disadvantages. Let me tell you. So disagreement, this most often this happens. Disagreements within the groups are common, and they are often a healthy way of building cohesiveness. So this is because if people disagree on a particular point, then they'll have the opportunity to explain it. Why? Because we have to justify. When we say a statement, we have to justify it. We have to give the reason why you are disagreeing. Then only others will understand. For no reason you shouldn't say a statement. If at all, if you are prepared to disagree, then you have to justify that your statement, and you have to explain why and perhaps why, and also at the same time, just say disagreeing is not enough. What you have to do? You have to be ready with another solution for that particular problem. You have to tell your members the alternative solutions to the problems of that particular group. Then they will accept it, isn't it? If it is okay, they'll accept it. So that is something. It's a disadvantage. Most often, you disagree with the opinion of others. Okay, and conflict. Just now I told you conflict, because it becomes a problem when comments become personal. So you shouldn't comment personally, but it happens. Well, you work in a team, it happens. So when comments become personal, then it will result in a conflict, fight towards an individual, or when it shouldn't become, never make comments, they shouldn't never become personal, or they should never be about an individual. Okay, if that is avoided, then there will not be any problem. Now that conflict should be, what you have to do, you have to resolve that particular conflict resolution in groups will depend in part on the leadership style only. It depends upon the leadership style. Then the leader should emerge as a democratic leadership. He should seek the opinion of others, and then he should conduct a meeting, and in that meeting he should arrive at that particular solution. Who was wrong, he has to identify and warn him gently. Okay, gently I'm saying. So on the leadership style and team roles of the group members, it depends how the conflict is resolved, depends upon the leadership style only. If he is an autocratic leader, just yesterday we have learned about different types: autocratic, democratic, charismatic, isn't it, bureaucratic. I told you much. So if it is autocratic, if he doesn't seek the decision, or advice, or what happened, if he doesn't seek any information from anybody, simply if the leader decides, then that doesn't work. That will not resolve the conflict effectively. Okay, so it happens. So that is a disadvantage, and some more are there. Let me tell you. So there may be sometimes, monopolizing. Just now I told you, autocratic monopolizing. When one person in the group, he will be saying more than others. He may be extrovert, but it refers to one or two members only, not all, but one or two. They are very active, so they will dominate the group at the expense of the other members. Remember why I'm saying is monopoly, because here he will dominate at the expense of other members. So that is again a bad symptom. So monopolizing can lead to resentment from others in the contribution. So from others in the group, they may feel that they don't have any opportunity. They may feel inferior. They may think that they are low self-esteem, or self-esteem. It may result in negative self-esteem, like that, or pessimistic thinking. So monopoly is something should be avoided while working in a team, and that's a disadvantage. You will encounter such persons. One or two will be definitely like that only. Then the person, the person may be rejected by the group and become a target for anger. If at all, if you fail to manage your emotions, then what happens? You will be made a target, or you will be rejected by the entire group. Will be complaining about you if you get too often frustrated, and if you ridicule any other member. If you fail to manage your anger, if you lose your temper too often, then what happens? You cannot survive. They will expel you. They will send you out, isn't it? That happens. If you don't like the team leader, you are supposed to quit. And if the team leader doesn't like you, again, it's only you who has to come out, isn't it? Because the same thing happens in private jobs. That's why we say government job is very secure. Why? Because here you can't see that much stress here. So the quitting will be happen very very rare. No one quits. We find at least only, I think, 1% of the government servants, they quit because of their own personal problems. But generally this doesn't happen. So here one thing, if at all, wherever you move, wherever you go, whatever the place, whether it is a family or your personal life or professional life, anywhere, managing emotions is very important thing. Learning, you have to learn to manage. Many people, they practice yoga, meditation, and they do whatnot, many exercises. They'll be health maniac, they'll be fitness freak, but still they lose their temper very often. That happens in the present generation. We witness many people doing that. So if at all, if you fail to manage your emotions, then you can never, nowhere you can survive. I say it frankly, I can say that. Okay, so that happens. That's a major problem. So we should manage our emotions, and such behavior, that what happens, it may lead that member to withdraw, and especially if they are unwilling or unable to defend themselves, then they will only quit. Okay, so everybody makes some mistakes, and we all fail sometimes, but it happens. But you have to gain self confidence. You have to be very conscious about that. And many other issues may arise. Not only that, many other issues may arise in the group, ranging from a general negativity to specific problems such as irregular attendance or some aggressive behavior or some arguments. They arise. So these are all some disadvantages working in a team, but you have to overcome them so that you can continue in the team. Follow. Okay, that happens. And now, next, moving to our next slide. Teamwork. The font is, I hope you can, is it visible? I'll zoom it. Okay. Teamwork sits alongside trust, communication, and tolerance. Tolerance is just managing emotion only. So as a building block of the best relationships. So teamwork sits alongside. You should trust your members. You should communicate effectively. You should have tolerance nature. They are the building blocks of the best relationships. Then certainly you can develop your interpersonal relationships. Okay. Then teamwork is not what can I get out of this relationship. It's what can I bring to this relationship to make it better. Remember, such a good sentence. What can I get? No, you shouldn't. Isn't it? What can I get? Never think like that. But what can I contribute? What can I contribute to this team? You have to think that way. And teamwork is the combined commitment to overcome obstacles. It's support, it's encouragement, it's working together, isn't it? It's something combined commitment. And then only you can overcome the obstacles. And it's rising to the challenge of bettering yourself. In the process, I told you learn much from many, isn't it? So then there will be a scope for you to better yourself. So it is a challenge. It's rising to a challenge, bettering yourself for the benefit of the whole. You will yourself better yourself at the same time, and the entire team will be benefited because the work will be done within no time. Okay. So it's providing the support and encouragement necessary to help others better themselves and succeed in their endeavors. Okay. So very nice sentences. Okay. So I hope you learnt a lot from that. Okay. Now moving to the next. Who is he? Again the same person, Steve Jobs. Okay. What is he saying? Steve Jobs' 10 rules for success. Don't live a limited life. Okay. Don't live a limited life. Yes, shouldn't never. Have passion to do something, passion to work hard. Okay. Then design for yourself. You have to live by design, not by default. Yesterday I told you. Don't sell crap. Okay, never, because the other person they will trust you. And build a great team. Team building is an important skill because you have to choose such members. So that should be a great team, isn't it? So build a great team and don't do it for money. Okay, sometimes you can work for money, not always. Don't become too materialistic. Okay, be proud of your products. Yeah, yes, and build around customers. And marketing is about value. If you have values in your business, then certainly many will admire you, and you can prosper your. Okay, then soon you will become prosperous. So stay hungry. Stay hungry, stay foolish, stay hungry in the sense, hungry for great ideas, okay, hungry for great thoughts, hungry towards doing great hard work, hungry towards knowledge, for knowledge, learning something. In that sense, not in the sense of food, okay. So stay hungry, stay foolish, okay. So stay foolish in the sense it's just not ironically saying, okay. Now, moving to our next slide. So when I is replaced with we, because in team we always never say I, okay? You have to be selfless. So when I is replaced with we, even illness becomes wellness. See, the spelling in alphabet you removed I, and you placed W-E. Then illness became wellness. Such a great quote, isn't it? By Malcolm. So when I is replaced with we, even illness becomes wellness of the entire organization or whatever it is. Now moving to the next slide. Team. Together everyone achieves more. Yeah, together if you work everyone will achieve more. Entire team will achieve more, and because you are part of the team, in the sense, isn't it? You achieve something more. So together everyone achieves more. It's nothing but team. Great thing, isn't it? Now moving to the next slide. Unity is strength. Unity is strength. Plus love, good health, perseverance, and compassion make relationship lasting long. Yeah, you should maintain your health. You should have hardworking nature, perseverance, and compassion. Then relations certainly they will last long. Next, moving to the next slide. You can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do, isn't it? Together we can do great things. In simple words, she has said beautiful words, isn't it? So you can do what I cannot do. I can do what you can, because no one is Mr. Perfect, isn't it? I can do what you cannot do. And together we can exchange our intelligence and we can do great things. We can do what no one does, or isn't it? So it was said by Mother Teresa. Indeed, great quote regarding teamwork. Followed. Moving to our next slide. What you require interdisciplinary. Why we have teams? Because we have teams. Why can't we work alone? Because we require teams, because we require interdisciplinary knowledge and advantages in diversity, one vision, many hands, shared responsibility and workloads. Timing is essential, because alone we take much time. Together we complete the work within no time, isn't it? So timing is essential. Chances for leadership and personal satisfaction, sense of belonging to a successful process, and ability to accomplish more than if work done independently. Yeah, you can accomplish great tasks if you work together rather than doing it independently. So that's why we have teams, or we form teams. Followed. Next, unity strength. See, together they are very small tiny fishes, but together they have attacked that big fish, isn't it? So unity is always strength. Individually we are one drop, together we are an ocean, isn't it? Okay, then we can do miracles. Okay, now manpower without unity is not strength unless it is harmonized and united properly. Then it becomes a spiritual power, isn't it? If we work together, then that becomes, instead of simply saying manpower, it becomes spiritual power. With spirituality you can do anything. Okay, then here activity is there. Before looking at the activity, let me tell you. So what you have to, being a part of the team, you have to understand responsibilities. Followed. So you have to understand many responsibilities. So sometimes, when teams don't function well, then there's a lack of communication, understanding about the objectives. Then what you have to do, if you want to be a good team member, then make sure that you understand the group's goals, and you yourself, you have to ask some questions. What questions you have to ask? Why are we here? What is the perfect ending to this project? Okay, so what is our deadline, when we have to submit, and how often will we meet? What is our budget? So who is in charge of implementing this idea, our idea, or what roles we have, and what responsibilities will each of us have? So you have to be very clear about what you are there, why you are there. You are there to do something, isn't it? So what you are there to do, and this will help you complete your task to the best of your abilities. You can contribute your best. If everybody thinks that way, then they'll contribute their best, and when each one contributes their best, within no time the team that particular team will be the best team and will emerge successful, isn't it? So the only thing is, you have to understand your responsibility, what you have to contribute. If that can be done only if you have a sense of belonging. If you take ownership, if you have sense of belonging, then obviously you will take up the responsibilities and you will work effectively in the team, and everyone will contribute the same. Okay, followed. Okay, that happens. Now whatever your strengths, you have something valuable to offer. Okay, you may not have many strengths, but you can offer something. Wherever you may have your own skill, that strength you can offer. And you yourself, you have to find a role. When you become a part of the team, you have to find a role within your team that allows you to do what you do well, because you can do something great, isn't it? Something well which others can't do. Just now we have gone through the quote of Mother Teresa. What you can do, others may not do. What others do, you may not do. Together you can do, isn't it? So what you can do well, that you have to contribute for the team, and this will help you make a meaningful contribution and increase your chances of doing a great job. So it's usually much easier, isn't it? Because you are doing what you can do, so it's not a hectic task for you. So it's usually much easier and more satisfying even to do tasks when you are naturally good at them, because you are naturally good at them, then it's not hard for you. Okay, so because in team we have some shapers, people who challenge the team to improve, and some implementers who get things done, and some complete finishers who completer finishers who see that the projects are completed thoroughly. Okay, we call them like that. And some people in your team, they may be coordinators, people who take on the traditional team leader role. Okay, and they we call them as coordinators and team workers. They are negotiators. They make sure that the team is working, whether working or not. They negotiate between the team leader and the other members. So they communicate all everything, what's happening, whether the work is in progress or not. They communicate, they negotiate the entire team. So we call them as negotiators. Okay, followed team workers, and then resource investigators will be there, and monitor evaluators will be there. What they do, they analyze and they evaluate the ideas that other people come up with. And also we have some specialists in the team also, so they have some specialized knowledge, and that needed the job to be done. Okay, so we call them like that. So here the different persons have different roles. They are assigned some different roles according to their innate talent or skill, and together they'll work. So one thing is, you have to take up your responsibility assigned to you. Okay, because you have to understand the purpose of and the objectives of that particular project. You have to ensure whether you have to ensure the balance between the project and the non-project work, and you have to report the progress. That is reporting, that is giving feedback about that is also something very important. You have to review very often. You have to review. You have to question yourself, and also if there are any risks, you have to identify the risks associated with that particular project. You have to convey the same to the team leader even. And one thing is, you have to work together, keeping all the differences aside. You should be very indifferent to the differences. Indifferent, disinterested. So don't care them, okay? So ignore them. But you have to work together, and you have to contribute towards successful communication, and you have to motivate the others also, who often get demotivated. And finally, you have to do your role assigned. Okay, you have to take up your role assigned, isn't it? Then automatically you can. Okay, now moving to our next slide. I have given you an activity here from your experience to date until today. So what skills do you have that may contribute into working successfully in a group? Contribute to work successfully in a group. Okay, if at all, if you are assigned, you are part of a team, then what as per from your experience, you tell me. Let me know that what skills you have, so that you can contribute to the team. Okay, that is an activity I'll take up later. And then coming to the assignment, have you ever worked in a team? If yes, then share your experience. Have you ever worked in a team? If yes, then share your experience. The previous activity was what you can contribute. Here, your experience. From your experience, I'm asking, have you ever worked in a team? If at all, if you worked, then share your experience and list the kinds of groups you have been a member of. So we have different groups in the college or out. So different kinds of groups. List the different kinds of groups you have been a member of. So just I want to know. Okay. Now today, hope I have given some information, enough information, or it may not be enough, but some information at least regarding teamwork, a life skill, another life skill. Hope you understood. If at all, if you become a member of a team in your future, when you take up some projects, then how your behavior should be, how you have to cooperate, how you should work collaboratively, isn't it? How you have to keep your ego aside. What should be your contribution, how good it should be, what can be done to me so that your contribution is good towards the team. So those all I have told you, and I have told you the merits, the pros and the cons of working in a team. But one thing you remember, keep aside I and always think that we. Ignore I and keep in mind we. And anything done alone, if you do something together, then that will give a fruitful result rather than working alone. Isn't it? You can divide the task and you can multiply the success. That's the only thing you have to remember. Together we can achieve more, isn't it? Together we can achieve more. Okay, so that you remember, and always be prepared to work as part of a team. And good luck, dear students. And hope thanks a lot for your patient listening. And hope you have learnt much today. And okay, I'll meet in the next class. Hope to see you soon with another topic. Okay, thank you. Thank you, students. Okay, good day.